Hello and welcome to StrykerBrony games. Today is the first time I'm playing. Oh, it's not the first time. I actually have to save file of this, but Spyro the Dragon. Excuse music quality issues. Um, for some reason my sound card doesn't quite get the music right or something. Or maybe it's the actual game. I don't know exactly what, but not only does the music skip, but the cutscenes are kind of out of sync, so I think I'll just skip those. But the basic gist of this game, if you've never played it, is Nasty Nork used a spell to uh, trap all the dragons in this sort of crystalline state, and you have to free them all. Also, the FPS of the actual game is apparently a little bit on the low side, so my deepest apologies for that. I also apparently cannot skip this one, so you get to watch it. I had a video going, but it would block the screen, so I don't want to. Plus, I think it would slow me down a little bit. But yeah, this game was made in 1998 by Universal Studios, and wasn't Naughty Dog. That was... Yeah, the FPS in this game is really low because I had the stream going too. Let's hope it gets better as time goes on. But Nasty Narc turned all the dragons into crystals and turned all the treasures, these treasures here, well, not all of them, but a huge majority of them into his minions of doom, I call them, but they're really called Narcs. And they're cute little green guys like this usually, so. Again, sorry for the chat audio quality on the game. Something's up with my sound card for some reason. It does that a lot usually. But the goal of the first zone, the Artisan world, where I'm at right now, is to free 10 dragons in all the worlds, so I can move on to the next zone, which is Peacekeeper's world. So let's free this guy. Marcus is pretty chill. Okay, skip him. He just tells me that I can go into the boss area, which is inside of this dragon head. Actually, wait, I'm not even ready yet. But once I have to go through, I think I had to visit all 3 of the zones and save the dragons here in order to gain access to Toasty, the boss of the Artisan area. I missed him. It's a pretty simple and fun game if you know how to play it. And if you've never played it, I definitely recommend it because it can be played on the PS1, 2, and 3, and the computer now because it's obviously going to have it obviously has an emulator. So gotta beat this guy 3 times. But it gives like 5 gems, so it's worth it. Okay, free another dragon. Most of the dragons, whenever you give them out, whenever you free them, give you tips about the game. Like, they'll tell you about hidden areas in some of the worlds, or they'll tell you about game mechanics. But a lot of times, they'll just, they'll either repeat something that another dragon has said, which, in retrospect, is actually kind of handy if you've got bad memory like I do. Oops, I missed. There we go. But then there is... I missed. There's dragons that just say, "Thank you for freeing me," and disappear. And then what some... Oops, I can't get the jump off apparently. But some of them are actually kind of handy. Like, they tell you things about the zone you're in. Like, there's one that tells you, oh, if you glide over here in this zone, there's a bunch more content. I can't say content. It's just there's a bunch more stuff to do over here. So go over there, and there's a dragon and a couple other things. What I'm doing right now is getting all the gems from the area because I'm kind of a completionist. That's those little shell guys that I just broke. Grammar. They give you an extra life. They drop a little life thing, and then so that's actually pretty handy. I have currently, I can't even tell, 5 lives. Continue. I'm currently playing with a gamepad as well, which playing in the simulator with my keypad, my keyboard, is nigh on impossible. As much as I've tried, it's possible, but a lot of the jumps are just, they'll kick my ass because there's a lot of platforming in this game for some reason, even though it's supposed to be an adventure game. But I mean, back then there wasn't much you could do aside from platforming and killing things, so they went with both civil killing, a little bit of complex platforming. But the glide system is actually pretty handy because you can get to really far distances if you do it right. Like 2 of the 30 dragons that I've freed recently have told me, oh, at the top of your glide, or at the, not top of your glide, at the top of your jump, if you press X again, or A in my case because I'm on an Xbox controller, yeah, at the top of your glide, you'll glide the or the top of your jump. I keep doing that. You'll go much, much further. And going a lot further is an extremely handy trick. I gotta go back up. There's still 2 up there. This one I had a lot of trouble with initially because if you aim it wrong, you'll either go too far or you won't go far enough. And so that time I was lucky. Ooh, lucky that time too. Okay, let's get my ass out of here. I'll also be doing a lot of charging, just because it doesn't require any sort of stamina or anything. Fastest way to travel. I'm also not going to call this a Let's Play because I'm not going to go through and tell you how to play the game. You just play the game. How many do I have? 96 out of 100, and I'm too lazy to find the last 4, so let's just go in here. Stonehill is the recommended first area to do. Simple enemies, few and far between. Plus, there's actually a couple secret areas. They're not really secret areas, but more like areas you generally need a hint to get to, or you find by luck. One of which is kind of here. You wouldn't think it's there, but it is. Actually, it is here. It's in this area. Hold on. I gotta get the gems because gems are OP. Gems. Gems are truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous. Yeah, the controls in this are kind of touchy. If you're... Because the right stick doesn't control camera. I can't just... Oops, I missed. But I can't control the camera with my right stick. I have to use the triggers. It's not really... Oops. It's annoying, but, I mean, they didn't really use right stick in many games this early. I mean, this is still 1998, when the PS1 was still relatively new. I think it was only out for about 4 or 5 years before that. I don't even know. That might have been about the year it came out. But it's still an early game, is the point. And early games are great for the gameplay, but the story is great. The graphics are good for the time as well. I'm getting off track. I do that sometimes. I'm sorry. But, oh, there's an egg guy in this place, that's right. Yeah, come here, you. Okay. I'll grab that later. Gems also don't despawn or respawn in this game. They're there, once they're on the ground until you change the instance, like once you defeat an enemy. But if you defeat an enemy and grab its gem, the enemy will respawn the next time, but instead of a gem, it drops a, I'm sorry, gem treasure. We're going to say gem because it sounds better. They drop, it's kind of like a Legend of Zelda piece of heart. You gain, I think it's 20 of them, and you gather 20 of them and you get a life. Works out pretty well. There are also no crazy, I don't think there's any of those crazy skill chests you gotta get. Because there are some chests in this game where you have to hit it with your fire or charge, then jump up and grab the gem in midair, and then it explodes the chest, and it only gives you the one gem. So it's kind of a rip-off, but, I mean, a gem is a gem. Oops. Okay, let's get my ass over here. Okay, okay. I'm good. I am good. Okay. I get the feeling that this next part's going to be a little bit difficult. I have to get a guy that moves almost as fast as I do, and I have no FPS. Yeah, that little blue guy over on the left, you probably can't see him very well through my numbers, which I still have yet to figure out how to get rid of, but I don't care. It doesn't really get in my way, so this guy. And he's going to run away. I have to catch up to him. This guy is thankfully one of the slower ones, so. But there are 12 dragon eggs that I can collect, and one of the objectives in the game is to collect as many dragon eggs. I don't remember exactly what the final outcome of that is, but I do, however, know that one of the objectives to getting to the next world happens to be get 5 dragon eggs, I believe it was. I don't know, last time I did it, it was, I already had them all, or, well, I already had like 7. So. Yeah, I know, this is the boring part. I'm sorry. I'm just looking for gems. I'm not usually a completionist, but it's such a classic game that I can't resist. So I'm running around and getting gems. Sorry if that's boring. But, I mean, you'll get used to it. I mean, if you like me, you should be fine with it. Some of you like me. And I get the feeling that a few of you are young and have never actually played a Spyro game. I will give you this. You are missing out. It's a very fun game. And game series, the newer ones are going to kind of because they're, yes, they're adventure, but it's a lot of child here, like younger humor. So, I mean, if I had access to them, I'd play them just on the nostalgia factor, but I don't think I could play them like religiously like I do this one sometimes. I've never gotten 100% completion on this game, so if I miss something, you can feel free to send it to me in the comments. I can, oops. there's a wall there. I can grab it in like the next video I do or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But whoop, I missed one. Okay, so I got the first area done and the top area. So let's not run into that firstly. Secondly, let's head back down here. I did not go this way because this area is actually closed off. This is where most of the gems of the zone are. A huge portion of them here. Because you got all the... I also don't get the rarish yellow gems until sometime in the Peacekeeper zone. So bear with me on that. Lindar, I don't remember exactly what he has to say, but I think he's like some sort of... Oh, I think he says, get all the treasures back or something. Which makes sense. He's, you know, he guards the treasury. Hard to guard when you're crystal, though, so it makes sense that they're gone. Okay. Now that that's done, I'm going to go get the key from over this way, so I can get that last... Oop, I always forget about this guy. There you go. Let's see, life thing. Handy little thing. 6 lives. Surprisingly enough, I usually by now have lost at least 1 life. But that's just because I'm either A, bad at this game, or B, I usually start with Town Square, which is actually recommended as the last one you do in this area, in the Artisan zone. Because it's got a lot of twists and turns, and the mobs there aren't exactly the easiest in the world to defeat. So you do that one last. Okay, let's keep that down here. Where's that cave? Should be somewhere over here. Ah, there it is. And here's my key. Break that, break that. With this and that, yeah, that last little box, the lockbox that I had to break, should be the last 10 gems for the zone, and then I'll have 100% completion of this area. Which is saddening because... Now, mind you, this is not a first playthrough. As you can see, as you can tell, you probably saw that I had a playthrough saved in the first slot of the game. So, this is definitely not my first playthrough of this game. I'm not done with that one. In fact, I'm only about halfway done with the first one. I was tempted to do a Let's Play that one, or this isn't a Let's Play, a video going through that one. There we go, 200 out of 200. And I got the 4 out of 4 as well, I believe. I got the... Yep. Okay, let's get out of here then. Right after this zone, I'm going to get back to the Artisan world, and I will end the video. So, with this load screen, I shall thank you for watching. I'm very sorry for the FPS issues. I hope it was at least watchable. So you can feel free to post a comment if you like. Maybe the location of those last 4 gems in this area, because I cannot remember for the life of me. So comment, subscribe, do whatever it is you YouTubers do these days. Thank you very much for watching.